Welcome to DMI's Next Sale, the podcast that covers everything financial professionals like you need to know in the annuity and life insurance space. Join us as we talk with experts about products, sales techniques, operations, and current events that directly affect your next sale.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Today, we're going deep on something that's absolutely crucial for all of us in the financial world, and that's the power of discovery.
The power of discovery.
Yeah, and you might be thinking, well, I've been doing this for years. What's new?
Right.
But trust me, the insights that we're about to unpack could change your whole approach
Entirely.
to how you interact with your
Yes.
clients
Yes.
and ultimately your success. So we've got some fascinating research from DMI and Sandler training, and it turns out there's a real art to getting clients to open up and reveal what truly motivates them to make decisions.
Yeah, for sure.
And get this, asking the right number of questions during a discovery call can drastically increase your chance of closing a deal.
It's amazing.
And there's a fascinating link between how much your client talks
Oh, yeah.
and how likely they are to say yes.
Powerful stuff.
We'll even be diving into some powerful question-asking techniques like the negative reverse that can shift a maybe into a yes.
Ooh.
So are you ready to uncover these secrets?
I'm ready. I'm ready to learn. Let's go.
Well, I'm excited to share them. It's interesting because as financial professionals,
Yes.
we often focus on having all the answers,
Right.
on being the experts.
Being the expert, knowing everything,
Yeah.
having all the information.
But the real magic happens when we shift our attention to understanding our client's world first.
Absolutely. 100%.
That's so true.
Yeah.
And that's where discovery comes in. It's not just about gathering information. It's about building a genuine connection and uncovering those hidden needs and desires
Right.
that drive our clients' decisions.
It's all about them.
One of the first things that really struck me from these sources is this statistic from Gong about discovery calls. They found that asking less than 6 questions during a discovery call was linked to less than a 50% chance of closing the deal.
Wow.
But guess what happens when you ask between 11 and 14 questions?
Tell me.
The success rate jumps to a whopping 74%.
Get out.
That's a pretty compelling argument for asking questions, wouldn't you say?
I would say so, yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. It really highlights how powerful those initial conversations can be.
Yeah.
But it's not just about hitting a magic number of questions.
Right.
It's about asking the right questions
For sure.
at the right time.
100%.
And here's another interesting finding from Sales Hacker. Top-performing financial professionals have their prospects talking 57% of the time.
Wow.
Well, so the client is actually doing the majority of the talking. Why do you think that's so effective?
Well, when clients are talking, they're actively engaging with the information, they're processing it, they're making connections. This leads to a deeper understanding of their own needs and a greater sense of ownership in the solutions that we're presenting.
Right.
It's not about us pushing a product or, just telling them what you think they need to know.
Right.
It's about guiding them on this journey of self-discovery.
I can see how that would build trust.
Yeah,
And create a much stronger foundation for a long-term relationship.
absolutely.
But let's be honest, we've all been there. You're with a client, you've laid out what seems like the perfect plan,
Yes.
and then they hit you with the, "Let me think it over," or "Can you just send me a quote?" It's like a deflated balloon, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like I don't know. It's like getting the wind knocked out of your sails.
It can be incredibly frustrating.
Yeah.
And it's where a lot of financial professionals miss a golden opportunity.
Yeah.
These responses, while seemingly dismissive, are actually invitations to dig deeper.
100%. They are.
So how do we turn those seemingly dead-end responses
Yeah.
into meaningful conversations?
It's all about a technique called reversing.
reversing.
Reversing. Imagine a client says, "Can you just send me a quote?" Instead of jumping to action, try responding with genuine curiosity.
Okay.
I'm happy to put a quote together for you, but I want to make sure it truly reflects what's important to you. What are some of the key factors you'll be considering when evaluating your options?
That's a subtle shift,
Yeah.
but I can see how it completely changes the dynamic.
Yes.
Instead of just being an order taker, you're becoming a trusted advisor who's genuinely invested in their best interest.
100%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that shift in perception is what makes all the difference.
Yeah.
There's another technique that caught my eye, and it sounds almost counterintuitive. Going for no.
Going for no.
The idea is that framing a question to invite a no can actually lead to a stronger commitment from the client. How does that work?
Well, it's all psychology, you know.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
When we're constantly pushing for yes, we create this pressure.
Mm-hmm.
That can make people defensive. But when we give them permission to say no, it takes the pressure off and allows them to relax and engage in a more authentic way.
So instead of saying, "Are you ready to move forward with this plan?"
Yeah.
we might say something like,
Given everything we've discussed, it might be too early to commit to a complete portfolio overhaul right now. Would you agree?
I can see how that would encourage an honest response.
Exactly.
Instead of feeling pressured, they feel empowered to share their true feelings.
Yes.
It's fascinating how these subtle changes in language can have such a profound impact. It really is. And the beauty of it is, it allows us to build genuine rapport and trust, which is the foundation of any successful client relationship.
100%. That's the key.
Speaking of building trust, I want to bring up this concept from DMI Sandler's Pain. It's all about understanding the deeper emotional reasons that motivate clients to act. Can you break that down for us?
Absolutely. So Sandler's Pain is about peeling back the layers and moving beyond those surface-level problems to truly understand the impact that a financial issue is having on a client's life.
Okay.
The first level is simply identifying the problem. Maybe it's, I'm not saving enough for retirement, or I'm worried about market volatility. That's just the starting point. Level 2 is where we dig deeper into the impact. How is this problem affecting their day-to-day life? Is it causing them stress, keeping them up at night, preventing them from achieving their goals?
So it's about helping clients connect their financial situation to their emotional well-being.
Exactly. And finally, level 3 is about uncovering their personal attachment to the problem, their motivation to fix it. We need to understand what's at stake for them. Is it their dream of early retirement, their children's education, their desire to leave a legacy for their family? Once we understand that deep-seated motivation, we can tailor our questions to tap into those powerful emotional drivers.
I'm starting to see how mastering these levels of pain can help us move from simply presenting solutions to creating truly meaningful transformations
Exactly.
in our clients' lives. But let's get real for a second. We all know that as financial professionals, we face some pretty common pushbacks from clients.
Yes, we do.
Things like, we're already working with someone, or your fees are too high.
Yeah.
How can we use these reversing techniques to address these objections in a way that keeps the conversation flowing and builds trust?
Well, those are great examples, and this is where having a few go-to responses in your toolkit can make all the difference. Let's tackle the "we're already working with someone" objection.
Okay.
Instead of launching into a sales pitch.
Right.
Try a reverse. I understand you're already working with someone. What are some of the things you're looking for in a financial advisor that you're not currently getting?
So you're not attacking their current advisor.
No, not at all.
You're inviting them to reflect on their needs and potentially open the door for you to demonstrate how you can fill those gaps.
Exactly. Now, let's talk about fee objections. They're almost always a smokescreen for a deeper concern. The client might be worried about value or transparency or feeling like they're not getting their money's worth. Instead of getting defensive, try reversing it. I understand that fees are an important consideration. When it comes to financial advice, are you typically more concerned about cost, value, or a combination of both?
That's brilliant. You're giving them the opportunity to clarify their priorities.
Exactly.
And allowing yourself to tailor your response to their specific concerns.
Precisely. And remember, it's not about manipulating them.
Right.
It's about guiding them toward a solution that truly aligns with their needs and values.
These practical examples are incredibly helpful. It's amazing how a few well-crafted questions can completely shift the dynamic of a client interaction. I can already picture myself using these techniques in my next meeting.
That's great to hear.
And speaking of taking your skills to the next level, I want to mention something really special coming up.
Okay.
DMI is hosting an exclusive webinar on February 19th called Mastering Discovery. Turn Maybe into Yes.
Love that title.
It's led by the incredible Eric Warner, who's a true master of sales psychology.
Oh, he's fantastic.
He'll be sharing even more proven tactics.
Yeah.
To help you uncover those hidden client pain points, ask smarter questions that educate and persuade, and understand the psychology behind why clients say yes. It's a game changer for financial professionals who are ready to transform their client interactions and close more deals. And the best part,
Tell me.
it's absolute free to register. You can sign up at dmiuniversity.com
Easy.
or by calling 781-919 2337. But for now, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned so far about the power of discovery. What stood out to you?
You know what stood out to me? I think one of the things that I really took away from this is this idea that discovery is not just about gathering information. It's about creating a space
Yeah.
for genuine connection and understanding. It's about really creating that space where your clients feel seen and heard and understood.
What we've been discussing really highlights how discovery is so much more than just gathering basic information.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
It's about creating a space for genuine connection and understanding.
Right. It's like we're shifting from being salespeople to becoming trusted advisors.
It's like we're shifting from being salespeople to becoming trusted advisors, almost like financial therapists.
Yeah, that's a great analogy. And to really excel at this, it's crucial to have some go-to responses for those common pushbacks
Right.
we all encounter. The ones that make you want to roll your eyes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like when a prospect says, "We're happy with our current advisor."
Oh, yeah.
Feels like a brick wall, right?
It can, yeah. But instead of seeing it as a dead end, use it as an opportunity to spark their curiosity. Maybe say something like, "That's fantastic to hear. What are some of the things your current advisor does that you find particularly valuable?"
That's so clever.
Yeah.
You're acknowledging their satisfaction, but also prompting them to articulate their expectations.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe they're not as happy as they initially let on.
Exactly. You're gently nudging them to think critically about their current situation, and you know what they might be missing.
Okay, let's tackle another classic. Your fees are too high.
Ooh,
It's like a punch to the gut every time.
I know that feeling. It's tempting to jump into defense mode,
Oh, yeah.
but a more effective approach is to reframe the conversation. Remember, fee objections, they often mask deeper concerns.
Right.
Try responding with, "I understand your concern about fees. Can you help me understand how you perceive the value of financial advice and how fees fit into that equation for you?"
So instead of getting stuck in a price war, you're elevating the conversation to one about value and long-term goals.
Precisely. This shifts the focus from a transactional mindset to a relational one, demonstrating that you're genuinely invested in understanding their financial philosophy and helping them achieve their aspirations.
It's like you're saying, "I'm not just here to sell you something. I'm here to be your partner in success."
Exact.
And that's powerful.
It is. And remember, these subtle shifts in language can make all the difference in building trust and rapport.
It's amazing how much we can learn from just listening and asking the right questions.
And it's not just about listening to their words. It's about paying attention to their tone, their body language, the emotions behind their words.
So it's about reading between the lines and responding with empathy and understanding.
Exactly. When you demonstrate genuine care for their needs and concerns, you build a foundation for a strong and lasting relationship, one where they feel truly seen and heard.
I'm still wrapping my head around this going for no technique.
Yeah,
It feels so counterintuitive.
I understand. It goes against everything we've been taught about sales.
Yeah.
But when we constantly push for that yes, we create this pressure cooker environment
Right.
that can trigger resistance.
So it's about giving them a sense of autonomy and control over the decision-making process.
Precisely. When you invite a no, you're essentially saying, "I respect your decision-making process, and I'm not here to force you into anything."
Right. This takes the pressure off and allows them to relax
Okay.
and engage more authentically.
Can you give me an example of how I might use going for no in a conversation?
Sure. Let's say you've presented a retirement plan and you're ready for the next step. Instead of asking, "Are you ready to get started?"
Right.
which puts them on the spot, try saying, "Based on our conversation, I'm sensing you might have some reservations about making a significant change right now. Am I right?"
Wow, that's much less confrontational. And it opens the door for them to share their concerns without feeling judged.
Exactly.
Yeah.
By giving them permission to say no, you're paradoxically increasing the likelihood that they'll ultimately say yes. A yes that comes from a place of genuine conviction, not pressure.
It's like you're flipping the script on traditional sales tactics.
In a way, yes. And the results can be truly transformative.
This is making me think back to something you mentioned earlier about clients doing the majority of the talking.
During successful discovery calls, it seems like going for no and reversing are all about getting clients to open up and share more.
You're absolutely right. These techniques work together to create a more collaborative and empowering environment where clients feel comfortable sharing their true thoughts and feelings.
This is all starting to click for me.
Good.
But I'm curious, how do we know when we've asked enough questions?
Right.
Is there a point where it becomes too much?
That's a great question, and it really comes down to reading the situation and being attuned to your client's cues. If they seem overwhelmed or disengaged, it might be time to shift gears.
Okay,
Remember, discovery is a dance, not an interrogation.
that's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
It's about finding that sweet spot where you're gathering enough information to understand their needs without making them feel like they're under a microscope.
Exactly. And remember, sometimes the most valuable information comes from those unexpected moments of silence or those seemingly off-topic tangents.
So it's about being present, being curious, and being willing to let the conversation unfold organically.
Absolutely. And don't be afraid to embrace those moments of silence. Sometimes they can be the most powerful parts of the conversation.
I love that. It's like giving the client space to think and process. And often that's when the real breakthroughs happen.
You're getting it. It's about creating a safe and supportive environment where clients feel comfortable being vulnerable and sharing their true selves.
This is all so insightful. I feel like I'm gaining a whole new perspective on what it means to truly connect with clients.
That's fantastic to hear. And remember, the journey of mastering discovery is ongoing. There's always more to learn and refine.
Speaking of learning, I want to circle back to that free Sandler Discovery webinar
Yes.
DMI is hosting on February 19th. It feels like the perfect next step for our listeners who are ready to take their discovery skills to the next level.
I couldn't agree more. It's a fantastic opportunity to dive even deeper into these concepts and learn from some of the best in the business.
And it's led by Eric Warner, who's a true expert in sales psychology and client communication.
He's amazing.
He'll be sharing even more proven tactics to help you uncover those hidden pain points.
Yes.
Ask those insightful questions and understand the psychology behind why clients say yes.
From what I've seen, this webinar is packed with actionable insights that you can implement immediately. You'll learn how to uncover those hidden pain points that drive client behavior, how to ask questions that lead to those aha moments, and how to leverage the psychology of persuasion to close more deals.
It's like getting a masterclass in client communication. And did I mention it's completely free to register? You can sign up at dmiuniversity.com or call 781-919-2337.
So easy.
You won't want to miss this.
No, you won't.
Okay, before we move on to our final thoughts on the power of discovery, let's take a quick pause. What are some of the key takeaways that have resonated with you so far?
Well, for me, it's been this emphasis on creating a space for genuine connection and understanding.
You know, as we've been talking about this shift from telling to listening, it reminds me of this concept that we often discuss in Sandler training called show and tell.
Show and tell. That takes me back
Right.
to elementary school.
But the principle applies just as much to the financial world. We often feel the need to showcase our expertise and present like the perfect solution. But, you know, while show and tell might grab attention,
Yeah.
it rarely inspires action.
Yeah. It's the difference between interest and motivation.
Right.
You know, show and tell might spark interest, but it's rarely enough to get clients emotionally invested in making a change. You know, DMI emphasizes that people are driven to act when they feel a personal connection to the solution, not just when they understand it intellectually.
It's like, I can tell you all about the benefits of a Roth IRA, but until you connect it to your dream of early retirement or funding your passion project,
Right.
it's just information,
Yeah.
not a motivating force.
Exactly. And that's where asking the right questions comes in. Instead of focusing solely on features and benefits, we need to guide clients to discover how those features and benefits will tangibly impact their lives. You know, we need to bridge the gap between interest and motivation.
So what are some specific questions that we can ask to tap into those emotional drivers and help clients see the real value in our solutions?
Well, here are a few powerful questions that you can weave into your conversations. Try things like, would this solution help you insert their specific goal? How would it make a difference?
Okay.
Or what would this solution allow you to do that you can't do today?
I love how those questions encourage clients to visualize the positive impact of taking action.
Right, and to help them see the potential downside of inaction, you could ask, what would happen if you left the current process in place? Or is addressing this problem a top priority for you right now? Could you live with the consequences if it isn't?
Those are great. They really drive home the importance of addressing their financial concerns.
Remember, this isn't about manipulating anyone. It's about guiding them through a process of self-discovery, empowering them to make informed choices that align with their values and aspirations.
And that all comes back to building trust.
Yeah.
Clients need to trust that we have their best interests at heart.
Absolutely. Trust is earned through empathy, vulnerability, and genuine listening, not just through product knowledge and a polished presentation.
This has been such an eye-opening deep dive. I feel like I'm walking away with a whole new toolkit for transforming my client interactions.
That's what we love to hear. And if you're ready to take your discovery skills to the next level, remember that DMI is hosting that free Sandler Discovery webinar on February 19th.
It's a game changer. Led by the incredible Eric Warner, you'll learn even more proven tactics to uncover hidden client pain points, ask insightful questions, and understand the psychology of persuasion. You can register at dmiuniversity.com or call 781-919-2337. As a free investment in your success. But for now, let's wrap up with this. Discovery is not just a step in the sales process. It's the foundation of a successful client relationship. It's about moving beyond those surface-level conversations and truly understanding what drives your client's financial decisions. And the key to unlocking those deeper insights lies in mastering the art of asking the right questions.
Absolutely. When you shift your focus from pitching to understanding, from telling to listening, from pushing to guiding, you create a space for genuine connection, and you transform transactions into meaningful partnerships.
So as you head into your next client interaction, ask yourself, what's one question you're going to ask differently today? How can you use the power of reversing, curiosity, and going for no to turn those routine conversations into opportunities for deeper understanding and connection? Remember, the answers you seek are already within your clients. Your job is to ask the right questions, to help them discover those answers for themselves.
Keep asking those powerful questions and watch your client relationships flourish.
That's a wrap on our deep dive into the power of discovery. We'll be back soon with more insights to help you navigate the world of financial services. Until then, keep diving deep. Keep the knowledge flowing.
This is DMI's Next Sale podcast. Stay tuned for our next episode. For more information about this episode, additional resources, or to learn about partnering with DMI, be sure to connect with us on your next sale at dmi.com.